The 2023 MLB All-Star Game ballot is out, which means I gotta go ahead and vote and tell you guys who you should be voting for. We're currently in Phase 1, which ends on June 22nd, where Phase 2, you then select from a smaller group of players and get to actually select the starters. If you want to vote for yourself, of course, link will be in the description. But before we get going into that, I want to give a shout out to today's sponsor, Underdog Fantasy. Underdog Fantasy has a variety of different ways where you can get in on the action, and when you use promo code GNM, Underdog will match your first-time deposit up to $100 absolutely free, which is great for you guys at home because right now they're running their second half best ball competition on Underdog where you can draft directly against me and compete against me in fantasy baseball for the second half of the season by clicking the link in the description. As soon as a draft fills, I'll put a new link in there so those of you who still want to get involved and draft against me still have that opportunity. Plus, with best ball competitions, you don't have to set your lineup at all. Underdog will select whoever has the most points and use those guys for those games. And if drafting isn't your thing, Pick'em is also available for you to use where you select higher or lower based on a player's stat line for that game. And as you can see, these are my picks for the day. If I get them all right, I'll win $150. So again, click the link in the description if you want to sign up and join in on some best ball drafts that I'll be running tonight. And remember to use promo code GNM when you sign up, and Underdog will match your first time deposit up to $100 absolutely free. Thank you to Underdog for sponsoring today's video. Let's get back to the All-Star ballots. All right, so let's go ahead and start this off. We've got first base up first for the American League. Yeah, not going to be Jose Abreu, not going to be Tristan Casas. Yandy Diaz is having an unbelievable season. The dude is just playing out of his mind. He is one of the favorites right now. Some other good choices, Vladdy Jr., of course, Nathaniel Lowe is playing great. Shout out Ryan Noda having a phenomenal year out in Oakland. Probably will be their lone all-star this season. Anthony Rizzo's still swinging it, but we all know Yandy Diaz has to be the pick. He is by far the best choice in the American League. In the National League, you have a few more options, like Pete Alonso, most home runs in baseball, 22 home runs, just an absolute beast. Freddie Freeman doing the Freddie Freeman thing where he's one of the best hitters and players in all of baseball. 2022 National League MVP Paul Goldschmidt still having a great start to the year. Matt Olson rakes because Matt Olson's an awesome player. Even guys like Spencer Steer and Lamont Wade having good seasons overall, but the unbiased correct pick is going to be Freddie Freeman. I mean, 11 homers, 39 RBIs with a 967 OPS and a 329 average is absolutely disgusting. At second base in the American League, you're looking at Brandon Drury having a nice year with that OPS climbing up towards 800. Zach McKinstry's been hot, but we're not going to pick him. With Merrifield hitting 300, but we're not going to pick him. Clear pick is Marcus Semien. I mean, the guy's hitting 300 with an 876 OPS. He has like a 25-game hit streak currently at the time of recording this video. He's been one of the better players in the American League this season. Of course, we're not going to pick Ozzie Albies because he's the most overrated player in baseball. Luis Ariz is hitting 400. I think you know who this pick's going to be. But just to give some kind of honorable mentions, Nolan Gorman's playing out of his mind, having a great second-ish season with the Cardinals. Ketel Marte looks like he's at least back to an all-star caliber player. And Thairo Estrada has been really good for the Giants. But yeah, Luis Ariz is hitting 400 and it's the month of June. If you pick anybody else, you're an idiot. Third base in the American League, Matt Chapman was off to such a hot start, has cooled off a little bit though. Kind of opening it up for a guy like Josh Young, who the Rangers have just been so good this year. Josh Young's been a big part of it. He has been phenomenal. And shout out Isaac Paredes having a nice little year in Tampa Bay. But I'm going with Josh Young, the 850 OPS, the 300 average basically with the homers. He's on my fantasy team and he's been arguably the best third baseman in the American League. The National League third base situation is weird because Nolan Arenado hasn't had a great start to the season, although he's been heating up. Austin Riley has started a little bit slow, again, though, heating up. And Manny Machado has just straight up been bad. So this opens the doors for guys like J.D. Davis, who's having a really good year, and it really hurts me because the Mets traded him for Darren Ruff along with 3 prospects. Max Muncy doesn't have the average, but he's crushing home runs like he always does, and he's getting on base. I think I have to go with J.D. Davis. Like, this feels so wrong. J.D. Davis might be the starting third baseman for the National League in the All-Star game. Glad we traded him for Darren Ruff. Shortstop time, American League, Bo Bichette having an MVP caliber season. 332 average, 13 homers, 40 RBIs, 894 OPS. Wander Franco, baseball Jesus, could be one of the best players in baseball. 309 average, 7 homers, 29 RBIs, 874 OPS. Corey Seager going off in the limited time that he's had. 336 average, 975 OPS, 6 homers, 29 RBIs. I love Wander, but I think technically speaking, Bo Bichette deserves to be the starter in the All-Star game for the American League. National League shortstop situation is also really weird. Willie Adames has been bad. Xander Bogaerts has been mid. Francisco Lindor has not been good. Trey Turner has been dog water. And then guys like Geraldo Perdomo have been playing well all year. Orlando Arcia is possibly one of the better shortstops right now. Even old friend Paul DeYoung came back up and has looked good. I genuinely don't know who I'm going to pick right now. I think I'm going to pick Geraldo Perdomo based on the numbers and the stats. there's just not a lot of great options right now at shortstop in the National League. American League catchers, Jonah Heim, I feel like has been one of the better catchers. Remember when I used to rank him really low? Yeah, Jonah Heim's just been great since he's gotten consistent playing time in Texas. Salvi doing that thing where all he does is mash. Defensively, who cares? Dude's a beast at the plate. Adley Rutschman, I mean, you understand why he was the #1 overall pick. He's just so amazingly good. Huge reason why the Orioles are one of the best teams in baseball. And you know what? Even tip the cap a little bit to Matt Dice and Connor Wong, who are having strong seasons. I think right now, Jonah Heim to me seems like the catcher who has been the best in the American League, so I'm going to go ahead and pick Jonah Heim. National League, you know I want my boy Francisco Alvarez in the All-Star game desperately bad. Vote for Alvarez. Feeling like making vote for Pedro shirts, but it says vote for Alvarez. If you guys are interested, let me know in the comment section. Elias Diaz casually has been raking. Colorado helps for sure. But then you have your two choices, and it's really between Sean Murphy and Will Smith. Both of them are hitting around 300. Both of them are showing pop, driving in runs, great OPS. As good as Will Smith has been, I think Sean Murphy has just been a little bit better. This is a guy who would be in the National League MVP conversation right now. Sean Murphy has to be the pick. For the outfields where we get to have a little bit of fun, because we have 3 choices for both leagues. Ezekiel Duran, 905 OPS. I mean, he's having a great season with the Rangers. Who isn't having a good year with them? They're the best team in baseball. Adolis Garcia, his teammate, has been phenomenal. Shout out Austin Hayes hitting 300. Aaron Judge is a freak. He's like one of the 3 best players in baseball. Kevin Kiermaier having a career year, finally looking healthy. Josh Lowe with the Rays, all-star caliber season. You still have guys like Mike Trout, Kyle Tucker doing their thing that they always do, which is play incredibly well. Masataka Yoshida coming over from Japan, mashing. And you can't forget Yordan Alvarez and Randy Arozarena, guys who have been up there with some of the best in all of baseball. To me, it gets started with Aaron Judge. You have to pick Aaron Judge without a doubt. Also have to pick Yordan Alvarez. I would have preferred him at DH, but in outfield, that's fine. Have to pick him. And then it's kind of between Randy, Adolis Garcia, Josh Lowe, Mike Trout, Kyle Tucker, Masataka Yoshida. I'm going to go ahead and pick Masataka Yoshida. I just think he's having a phenomenal year. 319 average, 895 OPS. He's been huge for the Red Sox. He's also been just so much fun to play. He's been incredibly good. National League, you have a lot of options as well. Ronald Acuna Jr., arguably the MVP so far. You can make an argument for Cody Bellinger. Hasn't played much recently, but you can make an argument for him. Mookie Betts might be having one of the best seasons of his career. Corbin Carroll is just so good. Nick Castellanos is back. Lourdes Gurriel has been playing out of his mind. Juan Soto casually has an 877 OPS. Casually. You could even vote for Tatis, who already has all-star caliber numbers, missing an entire month. I think for sure we have to start with Acuna, because I think that's a no-brainer. I think we also have to pick Mookie Betts, because these two seem to be like the best of the best in the outfield right now. And then I think we also have to go with Corbin Carroll. Like, give the rookie some credit. I know Lourdes Gurriel technically has some better numbers, but Corbin Carroll to me just feels like an all-star caliber player, so we're going to pick Corbin Carroll. Final picks here, designated hitter. In the American League, Brandon Belt's been okay. Jake Berger has been a beast. If you looked at his StatCast page, it's fascinating to look at. You obviously have Shohei Ohtani, who is Shohei Ohtani and is unbelievable. Also, shout out Brent Rooker. Dude's finally getting a chance in Oakland, having a great year. Cooled off a little bit, but still having a phenomenal year. But technically speaking, the right choice is Shohei Ohtani. Last but certainly not least, the National League DH. Bryce Harper, not putting up great counting numbers. I don't think he's the pick right now. JD Martinez is putting up great counting numbers, and he's mashing. He's back with his hitting guru out in LA, and you can see, 15 homers, 43 RBIs, 947 OPS, stud. Jorge Soler has also been great with an 850 OPS for the Marlins. One of the reasons why they're currently in a playoff spot and in second place in the National League East. But I'm going JD Martinez. Julio Daniel deserves this spot. So in my opinion, the guys who deserve it the most, strictly off of stats, no bias, no storylines, nothing else. Yandy Diaz and Freddie Freeman at first base. Marcus Semien, Luis Ariz at second. Josh Young and JD Davis at third. Bo Bichette and Geraldo Perdomo at short. Jonah Heim, Sean Murphy at catcher. Outfield, Yordan Alvarez, Aaron Judge, Masataka Yoshida. National League, Ronald Acuna Jr., Mookie Betts, Corbin Carroll. And then the DH, Shohei Ohtani and JD Martinez. I'd love to know who you guys think deserves to make the All-Star team down in the comment section below. Let me know what your ballot looks like. Again, link in the description if you want to vote for yourself. You get 5 votes a day. I highly recommend you vote for your favorite players if you want them to make it to the All-Star game. I'm going to be making sure I get Francisco Alvarez in every other ballot I do from here on out because El Troll deserves to be there. Drop a like on the video if you enjoy it, as well as subscribe so you don't miss out on any of the content coming at you throughout the month of June. Bangers are back. I'm telling you, you want to keep an eye out. That's where I'll wrap it up, guys. You know the drill from here on out. YouTube recommends you watch this video. This is my most recent upload, so click through those if you have not yet seen them. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you all tomorrow for another video.